Welcome to my experience of being on a liquid diet part 2. Within this video I'm going to talk about transitioning from stage 1 to stage 2 of a bowel obstruction liquid based diet. A huge thank you to everyone who watched the first video. I really appreciate all the love and support. So within stage 2 you can introduce milk based products, so things you can start having tea, you can start having milk in your coffee, lattes, etc. You can have ice cream, custard, anything of that sort of kind, as long as that it's still thin and smooth. But being able to introduce some real flavour into your diet now will make a huge difference. It will be very, very nerve-wracking as you start to do this, but the key to it being successful is doing it very, very slowly. So what you would do is have one serving of a new item. So for example, you could have a small portion of custard. I'd advise having it earlier in the day so it's easier for the gut to break down throughout the day before you go to bed. And what you'd do is you'd have that over the course of a week. Definitely get a journal, whether it's paper based or you do it digitally. And within that you'll be able to track your progress and how your body's reacting, how you're feeling throughout this whole journey. And when I look back now, I'm currently between stage 3 to stage 4. When I shot the first video I was 2 to 3. It's really eye-opening. It gives you a massive confidence boost to see that this is working. So providing that first item's worked for you, and it's completely normal to go back a step if you need to. I had to do that several times and it took a number of weeks to be able to get it right. It would just be that your body's not ready for it at that point. You can then introduce the second item, but when you do that you can keep the first one within it at that point as well. I was still taking the Ensure drinks that you'll see behind me. As you see, my favourite flavour is cafe latte still, but I would still be having sort of around 6 to 8 of these a day, because I'm still at this stage only slowly introducing the next base sort of products, which as I mentioned at the start was milk or milk alternatives. So tracking your weight, doing that on a weekly basis, it's definitely not worth doing it kind of daily or every other day, because if you see that you start to lose a bit of weight or you're doing it at different times a day, it can really put a big dent in your confidence. So doing it weekly will give you a more accurate reading. I'd advise getting a phone based app that connects with the scales, really easy to find. And then what you can do is again look back on your progress over the weeks and months alongside everything that you've written down as well. Mindset will still be really challenging within this time. I've certainly found that still looking at food to be very daunting and thinking that I would never get to that stage, but it really does work. And I noticed that when I look back between the stage 1 to 2, that my weight maintained, which meant that I was able to continue to stay out of hospital. I didn't need any further nutritional support or intravenous kind of nutrition, which I was having for a number of weeks whilst in hospital. So that was huge. So I hope you found this video to be useful. Again, always be kind to one another, because we never know what someone could be going through. And I'll see you on the next one.